Another twisted creation of the dark multiverse, the Kal-El who became Cryptothrax, stands as the most grotesque and horrifying iteration of Superman ever conceived. Like many inhabitants of the dark multiverse, Cryptothrax's story was brief, but the destruction he unleashed during that time was nothing short of catastrophic. Emerging from a seemingly ordinary world where the Justice League resisted Barbados's multiversal campaign of terror, this Superman and his allies forged 10th metal armor to bolster their fight. However, the heroes quickly discovered that Barbados's dark magic had tainted their creations, corrupting them beyond recognition. Transformed into monstrous parodies of their former selves, this Superman and his league bore only faint traces of who they once were, haunting reminders of the lives they lost. As a member of Paris the Benevolent's nightmarish Unseen, Rant was one of several terrifying beings inspired by the Silver Age Superman stories. Rant, a hybrid of Kryptonian and ant-like features, became one of the most disturbing insectoid abominations to ever crawl across any version of the DC universe. Alongside his fellow Unseen members, Kent Clark, Olsen, Spiner, and Dear Lois, Rant represented classic storylines pushed to their most horrifying extremes. Rant's origins stem from 1963's Action Comics issue 296, in which Superman temporarily used red kryptonite to partially transform into an ant and communicate with a colony of giant irradiated insects. But unlike Superman's controlled transformation, Rant suffered prolonged exposure to the same substance, resulting in a grotesque and irreversible mutation. His physical changes abandoned any semblance of cartoonish absurdity, plunging fully into the realm of nightmarish body horror. Between events like Blackest Night and Elseworld-inspired sagas like DC vs. Vampires, fans will never run out of chilling reimaginings of their favorite heroes and villains. The Deceased storyline redefined the depths of horror in the DC universe, driven by a corrupted anti-life equation and a savage, feral version of Superman born from its grip. When the dark side of Deceased captured Cyborg to use him as a vessel for broadcasting the anti-life equation across the universe, even the Tyrant of Apocalypse was fatally overwhelmed by the chaos he unleashed. By the time Cyborg's signal reached Earth, the equation had mutated into a virulent plague so horrific that death became a mercy for its victims. Like countless others, this world's Superman succumbed to the infection, transforming into a mindless, bloodthirsty predator devoid of his former intellect, but retaining all his powers. With his unparalleled abilities, the infected Superman unleashed devastation on a global scale, though he was ultimately cured of his zombie-like state.